Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Yes, so it is indeed said that the farmer that lays the curse on the rain will harvest hunger, okay? Ooni of Ife allegedly furious over royal guards allowing Igbi's access to the mansion to beg him for forgiveness, leading to their dismissal as he fired the two Ebira royal guards instantly. Now, if you have been following the trend closely and understanding that these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media, there was this speculation and rumor that stated that the Kingsmen, Ile-Ife Kingsmen, led Igbi out of the palace. Now, there's been a lot of controversy going on in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, where first of all, it was the Ooni of Ife that brought Igbi and gospel to the Odua royal court. I mean traditional court, because for some reason, which we have explained over and over and over, they said that Kabiyesi cannot just get up and, divorce the women, okay? So if Kabiyesi is not ready to do anything with the women again, Odua traditional court will have to decide on it, okay? That's their new rule, okay? So they said Ooni had reported the case to the Odua Traditional Court. And the case was pending when Igbi and Gospel went to the royal mansion and caused a very serious problem at the royal mansion and left and came back and led a complaint against Olori Naomi to the Odua Traditional Court that Naomi had arrested them, Naomi had sent guards after them and all of that. So this issue we are going on back and forth. The Odua Traditional Court had to deliberate on it to say who is wrong and who is faulty. And as God will have it, Igbi, the case went south against Igbi. And so they now decided at the end of the day, rather than Kabiyesi having to deal with all of these problems he has been dealing with, since Kabiyesi cannot divorce Igbi should live in Lagos. Yes, so they made some suggestions and brought those recommendations to Kabiyesi, okay? Because, it's not up to you to decide where I keep my wife. At the end of the day, I am still, of course, Kabiyesi is still the Arole Oduduwa, the firstborn of the gods, the Onirisha, the one who makes the final decision. Now, it's also important for people to understand that even if the Odua Traditional Court said that Igbi, was not to enter the palace again, if Kabiyesi would not have agreed to it, they would never have had any right to implement it or enforce it, rather. But then when Kabiyesi looked at the recommendations that were made, Kabiyesi said it's better for her to stay in Lagos. The reason happens to be that she has got her job going on in Lagos. It will not be good to relocate her to a place where it will make her struggle to, go for her own job, right? And so Kabiyesi recommended Lagos, okay? And took that recommendation for Lagos. And they say Kabiyesi had to provide a place in Ikeja for her to stay. Now, they say the reason why Kabiyesi provided that place in Ikeja for her to stay is that one of the biggest shops that she has in Lagos is right there in the heart of Ikeja, a multi-million Naira shop is right there in Ikeja, and she is so concerned about that shop. Kabiyesi showed concern and love, saying that she needs to stay there so she can be also very close to her business. My main oil and gas office is around Lekki, and she is not expected to go every day. I think she goes there like once a week or twice a month. And so that was why Kabiyesi chose Ikeja. So the properties they said that Kabiyesi gave one of the best in Ikeja for her to stay. Now, what this is telling you is that, I do know that our kinds will come here and tell you they threw her out, she's no longer there, and all of that. It's important for people to know that Kabiyesi has got respect for these women. Irrespective of what we hear on social media, Kabiyesi has got respect for all of them. And then as a king, you need to know that the way you portray your wives reflects on you as a king. And Kabiyesi is educated enough to know this, and he has got respect, and so he respectfully did this. So right now, they say over the weekend, the elders, some of the selected elders had to kind of lead her out of the Ife, that's the Ooni of Ife's palace, okay? She was led respectfully, not like they were carrying gongoni to say, go, we no go agree, we don't want you again, and all of that. She was led out respectfully, the way Kabiyesi wanted it to be, okay? You would hardly even know that anything had gone wrong, okay? She was let out respectfully and she left, and that was how she left for Lagos. But then again, this time she has come to the realization that, you know, things and business is not as it used to be anymore, okay? Because who would have said that anybody would be able to do that to her? But it happened, and it happened in a very quiet and respectful way, okay, for her. And they said that was how she left. Now, leaving, and she went back to Lagos. Upon hearing that Kabiyesi had come back from Puerto Rico, and Kabiyesi was in Lagos, okay, had come from Ile-Ife to Lagos, they said she went to the royal mansion to meet with Kabiyesi. Now, getting to the royal mansion, you know that they said royal mansion has got 2 gates. It's a long driveway into the royal mansion from the major road with, you know, English palm trees and all of that. Is a beautiful scenario. But they said there is the first gate and the second gate, okay? Now, the first gate houses, like there are so many guards in the first gate, and they say that they have some guards who are from Ebira there, and also the second gate. And you do know that until this new set of guards came in, it's been very, very difficult for these women to gain access into the royal mansion. But for her, whatever way, whatever happened, nobody know how Igbi was able to gain access into the royal mansion. They say Kabiyesi was just there with Naomi, and you know, she was led in, like right in to meet with Kabiyesi. You know that there are so many very serious situations that will call for serious approach. Apparently, she was able to, you know, look for a better strategy to use to be able to gain access into the royal mansion at the time. But this time when she came, she was very sober. That is Igbi, as we are hearing, if the information is true. As we go on, do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media, okay? And so, they said that she was able to gain access, and when she came in this time, she was very, very sober. She was humble, and she actually came to beg the Ooni of Ife for forgiveness right there, because she wants to return back to the palace where she can stay with her husband. And she is pleading that most of the things that happened, a lot of them were planted on her, that they were made believe to seem as though she was the most troublesome person there, that it wasn't her. And she is promising and taking responsibility for everything that has happened, that she would never, ever do those things again. She will never trouble Olori Naomi again. She is pleading. All she wanted was to go back to her matrimonial home, which is the palace of the Ooni of Ife. And they say the anger, the way Kabiyesi looked at her and looked at the situation when she came in, it was, in fact, she felt like the ground should open for her to enter, because Kabiyesi was very, very upset. Now, Kabiyesi was not upset with her. Kabiyesi was upset that they let her into that place upon knowing why she was coming there. They said Kabiyesi fired 2 of the guards instantly, like standing right there with her. They fired them immediately. Now, as we are hearing, if the information is true, they are saying these guards that were fired are Ebira guards, that they have worked with Kabiyesi in a completely different capacity before, in an office setting before. And they did absolutely well. And Kabiyesi decided to move them. When they were doing this, you know, the new year, they will move them from one area to the other. You know, that way it helps them to grow mentally and otherwise, to expand their horizon, and also, you know, be able to work better when you don't leave them in one situation for too long. And that was the reason why Kabiyesi had to move them and brought these 2 to the royal mansion. Now, in the royal mansion, this happened. And they say Kabiyesi was very upset, and Kabiyesi fired them instantly, because They're using now my sister. That was the work. And they say other security men are in trouble right now because Kabiyesi has ordered another investigation to find out what actually happened, how they were led inside the royal mansion. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that the following content is based on publicly available information and creative interpretation. Okay, it may not be fully factual. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, people, and I love you. Thank you, Dela Rights.